Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of APT University. Today we're going to be discussing our customer CRM functions, as well as any important features for your sales and customer service team, like finding old orders, replicating an order based on customer history, and leaving notes about customer contact records. We will be taking any questions at the end, so if you do have a question during the presentation, feel free to put it into the Questions tab on your GoToWebinar control panel. If you'd like to learn more about AdvancePro, you can find over 60 APTU videos on advanceprotech.com under the Resources tab or on our YouTube channel. So we're going to start today by going right into AdvancePro. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up the Customers tab. So let's head into AdvancePro, and we'll go to the Customers tab. So we're going to go into View All Customers. You can also access this on your quick navigation bar right under here as View Customers. So let's go ahead and open that up. So we've got a number of customers in our system. Now we're going to go ahead and edit one of those customers. And we're going to take a look at what's in their customer profile. So we have quite a few options just to set up how we want to work with this customer. We have their addresses. We have things like currency settings, payment settings, and then we get into customer management reporting that occurs on the customer profile. So we can see what products we currently have reserved for this customer. We can see the products that are on back order, if any. So we can see this customer has quite a few items back ordered for them. And if we click this eyeball, we're actually going to be able to see what vendor order it's on, if any. Okay. Now we can go into order info, and this gives us a full history of all their orders. We can click on the reference number or the PO number to actually go and open up those orders. And we can also see if they have any open quotations. Okay, so we can go and actually open those orders right up and work with those orders. Okay. Now we can also take a look at their invoices. So as soon as we ship or otherwise deliver an order, it becomes a invoice, and we can see if we've actually finished up the invoice and sent it. That would be invoiced, or if it's still pending, which essentially is a record that we have shipped the product to the customer. And we can open those invoices up right here. So we can double click on that, and we get the invoice, and we can go and deal with that invoice at that point. So next we have sales goals. So we can actually set sales goals for this customer specifically for each month. And there's actually a sales goals report under reports in sales reports. So you can compare how each customer is performing in a given month against their sales goals. And finally, we have the CRM. This is the last one that's really important to a salesperson. So at this point, this is where we can log any notes of interactions with customers. So this way we can really, really easily go right in, and we can say there was a phone call February 24th. And the user who took that note is Ben Hart, and we can see exactly when that happened. We get a timestamp, and if we need to go and look it up or edit it for any reason, we can go ahead and click that eyeball to go and make any changes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just clear that out. Here we go. And we can always delete a previous note, but we can actually go and say, customer is ready to buy. Please prepare quotes. Okay, and we can add this. So this way it's a really great communications tool, especially if you have multiple people in your sales team dealing with the same customer. We can always go and take a look at the history of just interactions with that customer, and that's located here on the customer profile. Next, we're going to take a look at how to replicate a previous order. So we're going to head over to just creating a new order. As we're starting a new order, this can also be a quote. What we would do is we would choose our customer, and then we can check off this View Order History, and this panel will pop up down at the bottom. So this allows us to see what was on our previous orders. We can actually search for a specific order or look at all orders between a given time period. This customer only has one order in their history that we haven't dealt with, so that applies to this time period. So we can go ahead if we want, and we can choose one or all items off of this order. And we can add them dynamically at the same price to a new order. Now, when we do this, all of the items quantities will be at 1, but it can save us a pile of data entry here. So we would just go and set the quantities for whatever we needed, and that allows us to replicate that order. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is actually a tool so that you can see if the customer is in good standing financially with you before you place that order. So again, we'll just choose our customer. I'm going to go ahead into invoice history. And at this point, we can see there's an invoice for this customer in this time period that's sitting out as unpaid. So we can see really, really easily, and if we want, we can change the time period to look at older invoices. But we can see there's an item that's still pending, so we might not have sent it, but we haven't been paid for it. Okay? And if it's been voided, you can see the reason why it was voided. Okay? So this gives you some real good upfront information about the customer you're about to do business with, if they're a long-standing customer, as opposed to a new customer, and what you can do to kind of manage that before you start the sale or the quote. Okay? So this concludes our quick tour of the customer relationship management functions here in AdvancePro. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the questions tab on your GoToWebinar control panel. We'll be answering any questions in just a moment. And thank you for watching. So we'll just hold on a moment for questions. And seeing none, I think we're going to wrap up. Thank you all for watching.